Close the door, pull the curtains, hopefully the echo is not too much. What if instead of reviewing books in the normal way, I instead turned it into a glitzy, glamorous musical extravaganza, and I could just take tunes that already exist and rewrite the lyrics to fit into the book genre that we're reading? It could work. We'll do it right now. Hello, my name is Read by Diesel, and I would like to share with you my thoughts on this book I just read. It was young adult fantasy. So sit back, relax, get comfortable. It's time to review a book with me. Jazz hands. Do a bit of, synchronized kicking in the background. No? It's alright. With everyone, welcome back to, again, my sitting room. I apologize for the echo. I've done everything that I hoped would calm the echo, but we'll see. And also the lighting is crappy. But hey, you don't come here for the professionalism, just for my charming personality, right? Right? Thought so. Today we're going to be reviewing a book. It is, as my song said, a young adult fantasy. So let's get right to it, shall we? The book is called The Last Tears of Phoenix, or The Last Tears of a Phoenix, and it is by, I'm going to really get this wrong, J.P. Cianci? Where I'm from, that would be pronounced Cianci, but I doubt that's what it is. So it is J.P. and then second name Cianci. So now that you know that I'm really bad at names, nothing has changed, let's get right to the point. So what's it all about? Well, I was debating between giving you my own jumbled thoughts and the actual outline of the book that you can get online, but that one is very long-winded, so just bear with me while I try to explain. Well, the first thing you need to know is Earth is very different than it was before. Years and years ago, volcanoes blew their top, quite literally, and really ravaged the earth and radically changed it. It also happened to change the humans that were living on it. Now not only are there normal humans, but there is also nature healing and self-healing humans, and they all live side by side, but not exactly in peaceful circumstances. Mainly it's the two human races which have supernatural powers that don't get along. Although their powers complement each other, they still really can't make it work, and it is kind of due to a hatred which came from a failed alliance. The book's main character is a 18-year-old called Day, and she belongs to the nature healing side of humans, although she's not really that liked. Her or her mother are not really that welcome in the village that they live in, because they see her, since her father was a human, they see Day as a half-breed, and her mother is called a thief for trying to make their lives a little bit easier and taking this special potion type thing that they need to survive. Long story short, Day ends up going to be sent away to these caves to work for regular humans, but before she goes, she meets a young man called Dorian, who happens to be of the self-healing type of humans, and they differentiate each other, well, the self-healers do, by calling themselves phoenixes and the others firebirds. I'm actually going to leave the internet description or the book description down in the information bar because it's quite confusing and pretty long-winded. So I'm just going to get right to my thoughts, and then you can decide for yourself if you want to read that. So we'll start our thoughts off the way we always start our thoughts off, and that is with writing style. This one is pretty run-of-the-mill. There is nothing different about it. It is just an averagely written book. Has everything been averagely written since I read Melt? Yes. Yes, it has. So let's move on to plotline. I'm going to say it right off the bat so there's no illusions or disillusions with this one. This book was not for me, for a number of reasons. Number one, I think if you want to read a book, you have to either connect with the character or enjoy disliking the character. Day did neither for me. She just agitated my soul from within. I honestly really didn't care what happened to her. I found her quite agitating and whiny, and was really shocked to learn that she's supposed to be 18, because flabbergasted. Also, the other characters in this book, the side characters, I did not like. They seem to just be there for convenience, and a lot of them are really predictable. Like, there is one particular character who I'm sure if you've read the book you will know, but it's really, really obvious from the moment you meet him. He is either going to be a member of her love triangle, or she is going to like try get in the way of her being in love with the guy that she obviously ultimately was going to fall in love with. And I didn't care about those characters. Having them around just more annoyed me than anything. I was like, get away. The other thing is the differentiation between the Phoenix and the Firebird was not enough to help me to understand what the heck was going on. Especially because Phoenix are associated with fire, so then having a Phoenix and a Firebird was just like, what are you talking about? Like, I just kept thinking it was the same thing. The mythology between the two races, or humans or whatever, is just way too confusing. It's so hard to keep up. I had absolutely no idea what was happening half the time. Also, another thing is Day learns all these like secrets about these people that she has just met, and then she goes back home and like outrightly tells the enemy. No problem at all, just lays it all on the table. And then there's people like, oh yeah, we already knew that. It's like, it just aggravated me so badly. The big thing that annoyed me was, this is the hard one to explain, but bear with me. There is a lot of storytelling, but not a lot of storytelling. And what I mean by that is the characters are constantly speaking. They're constantly telling the story of what happens through their mouth. But there's very little action. So they are just pages and pages of streams of them talking, but nothing actually happening. I got 69% of the way in and was like, what has happened? Nothing. And even the parts where there was supposed to be action, they're just not fulfilling in any way. I was just like, the action was kind of monotonous breaks, or breaks between the monotonous speaking. So you're just like, oh, here's a bit of action, we're going to go back to talking in a second. And I know this all seems really mean, and you guys know I hate doing like the bad reviews, but this was one of those books that I just didn't want to read. Every time I picked it up, I was like, oh, just read a few pages and it'll be over soon. So obviously, would I recommend this book? No. I think there are much better and much more exciting young adult fantasies out there that will get you through your fantasy needs. Would I recommend it? Or will I be continuing on the series? Obviously not. But if you read it, as always, I would love to know what you think, your thoughts, if you liked it, if you hated it, if you want to see me do my glitzy musical extravaganza reviews in the future. But until next time, goodbye. There is no thing. I just can't wait to review a book again. Boom. Bye.